Hey, what's going on to you, crabs? So for you, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Unalive card, and the Judgment. So these three cards right on by itself, right, is, well, you have 8 and 8, right? The Unalive card right here represents Scorpio, the 8th zodiac sign, but the actual number of it is 4, which is half of 8, right? 4 plus 4 is 8. So this stuff is pretty much very much so heavy. It's symbolic. The Eight of Cups and the Unalive card right here speaks to how a lot of you crabs are not afraid of actually walking away from relationships, walking away from a relationship that is not necessarily truly working out in particular. And you really shouldn't be. If a relationship is working out and you walk away from it, that's a terrible look. But if the relationship isn't working out, um, and there's something actually wrong with it, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And I have to make things clear like that because people are walking away from relationships and there actually shouldn't be anything wrong. So the Judgment now is about how, yes, you crabs have walked away from said relationship that I was talking about, right? About a few days ago. And some people who are on outside of the loop don't exactly know why is it that you stopped talking to them. They may have asked about this person and they're trying to figure out why is it that you crabs essentially decided to just stay away from them. And the truth is that you crabs decided to stay away from them because obviously we know what's been going on. And I know. I've been reading the cards week after week, and we know what's been going on. For all those people who are new to the channel, right? We know what's going on. And I would like more crabs to join the channel, by the way, right? Because I don't want y'all to feel left out or like I don't rock with y'all or whatever. You crabs have been going through a very serious situation with a person that won't leave you alone. And it's not serious to involve the police, but it's serious in the sense that they're delusional, right? They don't accept no for an answer in certain ways. They don't like to hear no's. And because of that, right, they are deluding themselves into thinking that if you crabs just gave them another chance, if you just gave them another try, then maybe things will actually work out the way that they intended it to. Now, in their deluded mind, right, they're dealing with delusions of grandeur of what the relationship could be in particular. And to them, they're looking at it from a perspective of like, how do I say? If you crabs gave them another chance, things could work out all right, and the two of you could actually be in a loving relationship. When we both know that that's not going to happen because you crabs stopped talking to them, you decided to not rock with them anymore because of that very same reason. You gave them a second chance, hoping that, and trying to see and willing to give them a second chance, trying to see if they would actually do right by you and do right by themselves, first and foremost. And it turned out to be a total bust. It turned out to be a total bust. You crabs experienced what it's like getting back together with them one more time, and it was trash. These individuals started giving you a hard time. So now the Judgment, right, to fast forward, right, the Judgment is about how you crabs don't want to have anything to do with them. You decided that you are going to stay away from them, but your friends or your family members, people who don't know this person too well, are asking you what's going on with you crabs. Why is it that you stopped talking to them? This is friends and family now. and you crabs are, you know, you have the judgment, right? This is them having judgment on you, like you crabs can't keep anybody. The Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune represents you crabs. It's the major arcana for you crabs. The Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune is about how they don't know half of the story, and yet they have such a crazy approach towards actually like having this type of approach towards you. So a lot of you, this is truly crazy, because that friends and family don't even know you. And this really goes to show you how pitiful it is, to where sometimes people will choose someone from outside than they would choose their own. And it really goes to show you what I mean when I say that their minds have been fragmented. And this is where you get twinning, or this is where you something called twinning. This is where you get a dichotomy or a double mind, right? The person's identity is dichotomous. So like they're dealing with a double mind, where they're not aware enough to understand that you crabs are their family members, or they're supposed to be their friends, or whatever the case may be. And yet they're choosing, essentially, they're choosing a stranger, right, over you. They don't even trust you crabs enough to be able to make a good decision on whether or not y'all actually want to be with this person. You understand what I'm saying? So, of course, it sucks, because the Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man is about how they still, again, they don't know what actually went on with you. So the Hanged Man tells me that you crabs just have to not take these people too seriously. The people who are judging you, whether they're friends or family, you have to not take them too seriously, and just decide to actually keep it moving. Because the reason why it is that I'm saying that in the first place is because of these two cards, right? Well, of course, everything, I've been knowing what's been going on. I've been reading your cards for you. But the Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune, you understand why you did that. You crabs, you understand why you did that. You did that because you wanted to make sure that you aren't putting your family members in potential danger by having some freakazoid weirdo around. Because these individuals was getting worse and worse. They were getting more diluted as time, not diluted, diluted. They were getting more diluted as time went on. They got crazier and crazier. And you wanted to make sure that obviously you don't have to deal with their drama, but you wasn't going to bring home some crazy person talking about how this is the person that you bringing around your friends and family, which is a very wise and a very responsible move from y'all. So the thing is that the Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man is you are gonna have to be okay with them a little bit, them giving you some grief, because they're idiots. I don't want to say this, but you have to allow them to be stupid. Your friends and fam, and I'm not saying, but in this case, I know y'all don't like when we talk about that, but in your family or anything, but in this case, they were being very unwise. And you're gonna have to allow them to remain very unwise. Personally, if we're really gonna talk, you shouldn't tell your friends and your family every single thing. You shouldn't. Some things, sometimes you should keep a bad situation to yourself sometimes. Trust me. I do it. I don't tell my family members every single thing, because I don't want my family members to specifically worry. Now, again, at the end of the day, y'all can do whatever it is that y'all want to do. But just take into consideration that, you know, you may not necessarily want to bring terrible news to your family members every single time. Anyway, the Six of Swords represents you are going to continue to look for the right person, and you are taking matters into your hands. And what I mean by that is, this is one of the reasons, like, you know how it is that, like, when we're little, right? Or I should say when we're younger, we would have our friends kind of, be our wing person. Well, obviously not anymore. And I'm not saying that you crabs do that. I'm saying that this is why it is that you wanted to make sure that you deal with situations on your own, and that you didn't want to bring your family members into it, because you don't know how far this person is willing to go, because they're delusional, right? And delusional people can be off the wall. They're crazy, right? They're crazy. So you wanted to make sure that they're not going to do anything if you had involved a family member. The Four of Pentacles and the Empress right here is about how the Four of Pentacles and the Empress is you can manage your own dating life. That's part of the reason why you're not essentially allowing your family, part of the reason why you're not allowing your family members to know a lot about the situation, because you want to make sure that the situation that you are in, right, you're actually handling it. Because a lot of you are kind of tired and on yourselves of having to, when things go terrible, you include your family members or your friends. You tell them about the terrible news, right? Because you want to make sure that y'all bring some good news to them, right? And you want to see their faces smiling and stuff like this. You don't want them to worry about the situation. But the Empress represents here, and you have things under control for now. And if things are not in control, then you crabs are going to do what's necessary. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Seven of Wands, Two of Swords, the Justice, the Six of Swords, and the Four of Wands. To clarify the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Wands and the Two of Swords is that this person would start off like they really want a relationship with you, but then they would completely flip into something and someone that you didn't even recognize, right? Like they are a completely different person sometime within, give them about a month to about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Now all of a sudden it's like they completely flip to this mean and nasty person for you, and you are sitting there looking stupid and feeling stupid because you crabs don't know what exactly is going on. And the things that the Justice, the Six of Swords, and the Four of Wands is, you don't want to have to bring in the popos. You just want to be able to just leave this person alone and move on with the rest of your life, and keep things as peaceful as possible. But these people are really out here wilding, is what I'm seeing. And again, you crabs are correct for really paying attention to what's actually happening here and choosing to be as peaceful as possible. Let's clarify the Hanged Man. Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Cups, and then the Hermit. So for you, the Knight of Pentacles and excuse me, yeah, the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands is you have other things to do with your life, and that you don't have all the time in the world. You don't have a million years to help somebody not be crazy. If they are crazy, then it is what it is for them, right? You're not going to try to change it. You're just going to leave them alone. The Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Cups, because you have a life to live yourself. And who is anybody to try to stop you from living said life, trying to make it seem like you have to stay there with them and accept their nonsense. So the Hermit right here is about how you will ghost them if you have to. You will. And that ghosting is a much easier time for you, because you don't have to always let the person know, hey, what's going on. And I would suggest it, as I said before, if the person is wild, if the person is crazy, or maybe you want to, it is what it is. I would suggest ghosting them, because if a person is truly wild, if they truly out here wilding, come on. I've been in those situations myself where I'm really thinking about it. I'm really reflecting. And in my mind, I'm just reflecting, and I'm saying to myself, come on. There's no amount of, even if I wanted to stop talking to this person and go into this person and communicating, that I don't want to be in a relationship with them anymore. I want to go our separate ways. This person is so off their rocker. They're so crazy. No matter what I do, it's going to be a problem. So I just came to the conclusion myself from self-reflection that I need to just go, because I realize that it's always going to be a problem. And it's the same thing why you crabs should not feel bad when your friends and family are giving you an issue. You know why it is that you had to do it. But other than that, y'all are staying away from the weirdos, yo.